I can even turn him around so you can see his
nope,
eyes.
If you want to leave him, I'll come over here. Or actually, no. You know what? Let me get this shot. How you were touching him before, which I think, yep, just like that. And then if you want to tell me more about his eyes, I'll just do that.
Has anyone shot you yet?
No.
They need to. You need to be on it.
I've had lots of pictures taken.
Somebody needs to shoot you with a camera.
Okay, go ahead.
The Bamberg Green Man, considered by many Green Men historians to be one of the best Green Men carved from the medieval period, historical. He's considered very good because of the depth of his carvings. This is a casting off the original. As far as I know, it's the only existent casting of the original. It's available here at the fair. You can actually buy it from our Sands casting booth. And he's a very, very powerful image. His staring eyes are, of course, evocative of the peering face beneath the greenery. This is an interesting one. Now, the image is a bit intimidating for people. Our ancestors, of course, did not have any problems with either birth images or images invoking any sort of sexuality. This is, we believe it might be Lilith, who in ancient tales would have been, I think, Adam's second wife. In some of the ancient tales, Adam and Eve had 3 wives, and the third wife was Eve. And Lilith was one of the first ones, and she was wrong. She wasn't made right, and she went on to birth all the demons in the world. So maybe that says something why she's birthing the Green Man. And this is another historical casting from the bottom of a misericord, which is the bench in the chapel of a cathedral that is folded down for people to sit on. So this would be the bottom of a bench. And they often had very grotesque and fascinating carvings underneath them. So this is a piece by James Casey, a departed brother of the Green Man Order. James was a sculptor, porcelain caster, creator of imagery. I believe this one is an Art Nouveau piece from the turn of the century, although I don't know for sure. This one is available here at the fair. This Green Man is the, I don't know the name of the booth, but they're located on Stubtoe Lane, and they make these beautiful terracotta garden ornaments, and we like them a lot. We always give them an extra blessing. This is a remarkable artist. His name, I'm trying to remember, Dryad Designs, Paul Borda. Paul is an incredible artisan within the Mythic Arts community, and Paul carves every single piece originally in wood. So this piece was a plank of wood, and it was carved away. He's not here at the fair. And then cast in resin. That's a French piece. French, probably Art Nouveau. It might be historical. Another Art Nouveau piece. Another one by James Casey. This is a neat piece. Aside from the knocker part, the ring, the Green Man behind it is copied from an original piece that was designed by Michelangelo. Michelangelo carved one Green Man that we know of. I believe it's on a tomb. I could be wrong about that. So there is an original of it running around fair, and I actually don't have one right now. Mine was broken, so I'm waiting on a new one to get it from the Sands Casters here, of the Michelangelo, a mold of the Michelangelo. And of course, part of the Green Man image is that, the symbol of the Green Man represents the transformation, the continuing cycle of life, the rebirth and redeath cycle. All that dies shall be reborn is part of our chant. And of course, it happens to all of us. There's a wonderful quote from the Renaissance, from a piece of literature from the period. It might be medieval, but it says, "Here's a thought to make your teeth clench. All that's green withers." So it is true, all that's green withers. So whenever we leave the garden, we remember memento mora. Remember that you die. And death is as much a part of birth as life itself. So we were all born dying. And we remember that through the Green Man image. And we remember that through our celebration of the greenness. Celebrate.
So, I might not be asking this in the best way possible, but
Sorry.
what's your obsession with mythical arts?
The myth and story are a constant throughout culture. A very famous conversation between Professor J.R.R. Tolkien and his dear friend C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis says, was struggling with his faith, and very famously, Tolkien actually used to say that he brought Lewis back from being an atheist. Make of that what you will, whether you have faith or not, but Lewis says, but aren't myths lies? And Tolkien said, no, they're not lies. Myths are truths. They're truths couched in a different form. When you look at a tree, you call it a tree because someone's told you to call it a tree. But its nature has not changed. Its form has not changed. You're just calling it that. When you look at a star, you call it a star because someone told you to call it a star, but its form has not changed, and its feeling and the emotions that it evokes in you as a human being do not change. Myths are the same way. They're truths that have been wrapped up in different forms. So the truths that myths tell matter a lot. And the truths through images like the Green Man and fantasy and the images that mythic animals and stories invoke in us as human beings help us become better human beings. By understanding myth, we understand ourselves. Because we're living all these myths. We're all heroes. We're all magicians. We're all kings. We're all warriors. We're all wenches. we're all rogues. And that's why the public comes here to the Renaissance Fair, is they're touching a little bit of myth. They get to come out here, and if they never put on a piece of carb, they're still, in the back of their head, everybody, just for a minute, they pretend that they're the knight on armor. They're pretending that they're the Green Man, or they're the wench, and they're having fun. And that's what this event really is. Fairs and festivals are celebratory spirituality. Not spirituality in a religious sense, not spirituality in any other sense, but human beings come together to celebrate something that is inherently human. And myth is the same way. It's us celebrating our stories and our feelings and our emotions and where we're going in life.
All right. So now, not only are you Rob Pylan, the jewelry maker, but what else are you?
I'm Rob Pylan, the archer. I am Rob Pylan, the master of this gun. I do a lot of things. I get nervous when someone points a camera at me, obviously. What would you like to know? I mean,
Well, how did you become master gunner here at the fair?
how did I become a master gunner? I bought the cannon. No, I've actually worked with a number of gun crews over the years, and I've studied muzzle-loading artillery. The term master gunner is kind of a self-given thing here at the festival. I wouldn't consider myself a master gunner if I was actually doing something like on one of the living history groups, like the Constellations, something like that, because I've never served on any of those. But I have worked on any number of artillery pieces over my life, starting when I was 17, when I was number 5 on a 12-pound Napoleon at the first reenactment of Bull Run. So it's sort of been something I've done all my life, a hobby. You know, at the Renaissance Festival, we give each other a lot of names, such as Master this, Master that. I am a master goldsmith. That one is one title that is without dispute. And the village is now calling me, some of the people, a master archer. I hit the target occasionally. But I am old enough to know that master is a relative term. You can always learn something else. We do the canon by the regulations that are laid down by the Amateur Artillery Association. The only thing that we don't do is use a crooked or hooked rammer, which in a lot of cases I find to be more hazardous than a regular rammer. We don't use wadding. We use an aluminum cartridge that is based upon a style that's used by all reenactors at all the different group things. It's basically designed to contain the powder, and that's all. We use a little bit heavier charge as a blank than we would if we were firing it as a shot or with wadding in it. And there's really no need for wadding. It gives quite a nice report as it is. Beyond that, safety is the most important thing. We don't want anything coming out the end of this muzzle that's going to endanger anyone or anything. So that's part of what we do there.